Welcome to Accelerated Math, factoring trinomials. All right, let's talk a little vocabulary here. A trinomial, of course, we all know tricycles, triangles, they all have three in common, so it's three nomials. All right, what are nomials? Nomials are just terms, okay? And in mathematics or algebra, a term is considered 15x or 3x squared or 2. That's a term. Those are each term. So if you put all these together, you've got a trinomial. And normally you see it in this order. We start with the highest exponent order first, so 3x squared because it had the highest exponent, plus 15x. This one has a lower exponent. It's the exponent of 1. They don't show the 1. And the next one does not have an x, or you could say it's x to the 0, but that's going a little bit beyond what we need to. So it's just plus 2. All right, so this is a trinomial, and we're going to talk about factoring these. Now, this particular video is going to limit it to trinomials that start with an x squared and have a coefficient of the x squared term, the number in front of it, just a 1, which you normally won't see the 1 there because there's no reason to put it. 1 x squared is the same thing as x squared. 1 trash can is just the same thing as a trash can. Okay, so we just have an x squared. Okay, that's 1. All right, so this is what we're going to deal with, factoring these. And there are a lot of different ways to do this. The way I'm going to show you is what we call using it with the diamond, and it's kind of goofy because it doesn't look anything like a diamond. It looks like an X, but when they do it formally in the textbooks, they usually include it like this, and the format is whatever number goes here and here. Well, to get this top number, we're going to multiply them. Okay, whoops, multiply or get a product, and down here we're going to add to get the sum of those two. All right, so I probably already confused a few folks, but I just want to introduce that diamond and how we're going to use it. All right, so we're going to take this, and here's the basic process. We are going to start by listing our ABC values. And if you're not used to seeing this, get used to it because it leads into the quadratic formula, which we're going to use at some point, and lots of other ways of doing this. And so we're going to start with our ABC values and just put A, B, and C, A above the x squared term. And you notice it's not the x squared term, it's the coefficient in front of it. So I offset it a little bit there. This B term is positive 15 and the C term is positive 54. Okay, so the ABCs go with the coefficients in front of the x terms or this constant out here. All right, let's see how we're going to use it. So we're going to use this, what I'm going to call a diamond. I know it looks like an X, but we're going to use this, and we're going to do this. We're going to do A times C up there, and we're going to put B down here in the basement. All right, A is for above or attic, or C is for ceiling. So attic, above, ceiling, those both go above, and the B for the basement. Now here's what we're going to do with it. So let me go ahead and populate this. B is 15, so we're going to put it down here. And A times C, I want you to notice that A is 1. 1 times 54, 54. Now I did mention that in this particular video we were only going to deal with A equaling 1, so you can kind of say, well, we don't even need to show that in here, but we're going to use it in other videos, so you might want to get used to it. It's A times C goes up here. Now the question is what two numbers multiply to give 54, because remember I said this was where we're going to multiply, and what two numbers add to give 15. Okay, so what two numbers multiply to give 15 and add to give, to give 54 and add to give 15. All right, I'm going to just list a couple here, and you might, when you list factors, people do it different ways. There's this kind of rainbow method. I just kind of list them like this: 1 and 54, 2 and 26? No, 2 and 27. All right, 3 goes into it. Let's see, 17. That's not right. 3 and 18. Is that right? 30 and 24. Yeah. Okay. 4. 4 does not go into it. 5 doesn't go into it. 5, it has to end in 0 or 5. And 6 times 9, right? Okay. 7 doesn't go into it. 8 does not go into it, and 9 we've already used. I want you to notice that once we get to a number that we've already used on this side, we can stop. Okay, and so I've listed all the factors. Now we're just looking at these. Okay, which two? They all multiply to give 54, but which of these sets adds to give 15? And here it is right here, 6 and 9, because those add to give 15. So it has to meet both conditions. All right, once you do that, then you've found what goes into the binomials. All right, and so what you're going to do is you're going to put this down here into these two parentheses, x plus 6 and x plus 9, and that is the solution. So we're going to look up here, and it's right here. And you can see what they're doing. They're giving different combinations of addition and subtraction, trying to fool us, and we're not going to get fooled. All right, let's move on to another one. Now this one is a little bit different because it has a minus sign here, and I'm going to carry that over. Remember I mentioned we're going to list our A, our B, and our C values, and when we get this B value, we're going to go around here and grab that negative into it. This one is a positive 24, and of course I offset that A, it's a positive 1. Okay, here's our diamond, basement, and ceiling. And in the ceiling we'll put 24, down in the basement negative 11. So we got to think of factors of 24. Madison, help me out here. Factors of 24 that give us negative 11. Madison just walked in. 1 and 24. Madison, what do you got? Does 2 go into 24? That cuts it in half to 12. So 2 and 12. We got 3. 3 times what gives me 24? She says, she's eating her apple. 3 and 8. All right, Madison's a former student. 4 times what gives me 24? All right, 6, yeah. All right, 5. 5 doesn't go into 24, does it? No, it has to end in 0 or 5. We've already used 6, so we got all our factors, so let's just find out. Okay, these all multiply to give 24, but they have to add to negative 11? How can, wait a minute. They both have to be negative. All right, so let's see. Here we go. 3 and 8, they both have to be negative, so we got negative 3, negative 8. So when the top one's positive, bottom's negative, they're both going to be negative. If the top one was negative, we'd have a negative positive combo. All right, this isn't the finished product. We got to take that and we got to do what I call binomializing. We turn it into the binomials. Now you won't find that if you Google binomialize, you're not going to find that. That's my own term. So, all right, x minus 3, x minus 8, and there, whoa, where it is? Oh, what did I mess up? Oh, here it is. I just can't see. All right, so it's letter D. All right, one more. All right, now if you want to try this one, pause it here, you try it, and then come back and see if you got it right. All right, so we got A, B, and C. You should be getting used to that. We're going to go basement or below, some people say. Below, and A times C, 144, that's above and ceiling, or attic and ceiling, and clouds, or something up above. Okay, so factors of 144. Now that one's ringing a bell with me because 144 is a perfect square. So Madison is telling me 12 and 12, and in fact 12 and 12 does add up to 24, so that's working perfectly. And so it's going to be x plus 12 times x plus 12. You can write it like this, but it's better, or mathematically more succinct, efficient, to write it like this, x plus 12 with a little square out there. There it is. All right, so now in the future, when you see this sign, you're not going to say that's a railroad crossing anymore. You're going to say that's a diamond, and you're going to try to fill it in. R times R, what has to go up here? That's right, R squared, R times R, I'm sorry, R plus R, 2R. You will win and impress your friends with that one. Have a good day.